The Hussman School of Journalism and Media at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
Hello and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Hunter Caparelli.
And I'm Charlie Costel. We have a big weekend coming up for Carolina athletics with a home football game against NC Central and a men's soccer rivalry matchup against Duke.
But first, let's take a look at what's already happened. The 10th-ranked UNC women's soccer team looked to stay undefeated at home against the Demon Deacons Thursday night in their ACC opener, which featured two transfers from last year's team now playing for Wake. Wake Forest came off firing on all cylinders, but UNC goalkeeper Claire Gagne was a wall in net. Midway through the first half, midfielder McKenna Dominguez sent this ball into the box for forward Kate Fossey, who finessed the ball into the left corner of the goal, heels up 1-0. Freshman defender Trinity Armstrong kept the defensive line strong with this takeaway and drew the hard foul afterward. The Tar Heels had a chance to double their lead in the second half with this shot by Dominguez, but it was deflected out by the Wake Forest goalkeeper. Carolina held the line in the back the remainder of the second half and came out with the shutout win.
Today was a game of feeling comfortable being uncomfortable a little bit, and you need a test of character and mentality, and our girls did it. I mean, when we had a couple of chances, one we put away, and what a ball by McKenna and then Kate. But honestly, it was a full team effort.
I think just staying composed. I think it was getting hectic in there, and we just kind of were all talking on the field, just connect that first pass, play out of it, and I think we really capitalized on an opportunity. There wasn't much going either way for opportunities on net, but we capitalized on the one that we got.
For more about the first conference win of the season, let's go to stoppage time with Spencer Haskell. Spencer, what did you see on Thursday night?
Hunter, after last week's slip-up at Duke, it looks like the Heels are back on track. Shutting out Columbia on Sunday, the Heels got the job done again last night, holding the Demon Deacons off the score sheet to get their first conference win. And I'm not Anson Dorrance, but I can still tell you that shutouts don't mean a thing if your offense can't score. So let's take a look at the goal that proved to be the difference for Carolina on Thursday. Now here's what we're going to see. We're going to see Carolina capitalizing on a bad Wake Forest turnover. Here we see McKenna Dominguez with the ball off the turnover, and she's got three passing options. She can either play the ball back, into the midfield, or down the wing. But what you can't see is a streaking Kate Fossey down the weak side wing wide open. Now, credit to Dominguez for having the vision and the creativity to switch the field and find Fossey, who's one-on-one with the keeper, tucking her 6th of the season, giving the Heels the win. And it was by no means pretty. In a physical match with a combined 23 fouls and 5 yellow cards, the Heels got outshot 9-3, but they still held on and found a way to win, which is all you can ask for in conference play. Charlie?
Spencer, the Heels have a week off before they head up to Pittsburgh for their second ACC matchup against Pitt. What are you looking forward to in that one?
Yeah, Charlie, Pitt knocked Carolina out of the ACC tournament last year in Chapel Hill, so I'm expecting the Heels to come out firing next Thursday and return the favor on Pitt's home field.
We'll be looking forward to it. Thanks, Spencer. The Carolina men's soccer team faces off against rival Duke tonight at Koskinen Stadium and hope to not fall to the curse of Friday the 13th. The Tar Heels have won 4 of the past 7 matchups against the Blue Devils, and following their victory last year, they aim to extend their winning streak tonight. We can expect UNC graduate forward Martine Vichian to continue leading the team on offense. Having scored nearly half of the team's 12 goals this season, his powerful presence on the field is exactly what the Heels need to overcome their familiar foes. Undefeated so far, the Tar Heels hope to keep up the pace as they look to notch another dub.
The diverse UNC community is made up of thousands of international students who want to get a taste of that unique Carolina experience. Cameron Ely shows us the experience of one UK tennis player and how he found his home away from home through club sports.
From Brighton, England to Chapel Hill, the adjustment for sophomore Oliver Blumfield was more challenging than expected. However, sports has a special capability to unite people no matter where they're from.
It's been quite a culture shock coming here. I think when I thought I was coming here, we speak the same language. I thought it would be quite similar, but it is very different. And as you say, having that common ground in tennis, having something that a group of people are equally passionate about, it makes it a lot easier.
Thanks to UNC, Ollie gets to pursue a major in computer science and continue his sports passion.
When I was 10, I had a bad injury in my arm, and they basically said I couldn't play rugby anymore. So I started playing tennis a little bit more, and I kept enjoying it, so I kept doing it.
For Blumfield, the tennis courts also serve as a healthy distraction anytime he needs a break from his student role.
You know, no matter how hard work is or if we've got a lot of stuff on, I can come to practice every evening and kind of relaxes me. It gives me a sense of purpose here as well.
Ollie's natural talent and leadership were so undeniable that the club created a specialized role just for him.
He's stepped into his role as practice coordinator, so he's like guiding the practices and helping everyone out with like their game and everything. Like, he's a very experienced player, and he knows so much about the game that he can help us all improve.
It seems he's found a new home. I'm Cameron Ely, reporting.
Ollie might not have found the home court advantage, but he sure is finding a new love for club tennis.
The UNC women's tennis team will host several major tournaments this season, starting with the annual Kitty Harrison Invitational today. Led by All-ACC singles third-teamer Carson Tangalig and Thea Radman, who finished the 2024 season ranked number 84 in singles, the team is coming off an ACC championship win and an NCAA berth. The Invitational will take place right here at the Tuning Tennis Center in Chapel Hill, where they hope to start the season off right.
UNC men's tennis is playing in the NC State UTR tournament this coming weekend. Freshmen Nick Mangiapane and Chris Yu are looking to start their Tar Heel tennis careers out strong. Nick was ranked number 4 in the state of North Carolina coming out of high school, and Chris has been rated the number 2 junior player in all of Canada.
The Tar Heels will kick off against in-state opponent NC Central at Kenan Stadium tomorrow, looking for a 3rd straight win on the season. New quarterback Connor Harrell led the Heels to victory last week in his 2nd career start, getting the Heels to a 2-0 record for the 5th time in 6 years. The Eagles are coming off a brutal loss against Elon, falling last weekend by 22 points. Despite the two schools' proximity, this weekend's matchup will be the first ever between Carolina and NC Central. Davion Goss and Amarion Hampton will look to lead the charge on the ground, continuing their dominant performances as the Heels aim to stay undefeated.
UNC volleyball hits the road for the 2nd straight weekend as the Heels visit Kansas State for the Blue Cross Blue Shield of Kansas Classic. The Tar Heels are looking to get back to their winning ways after they suffered their first loss of the season to South Carolina last Sunday. Mabry Schaffmaster impressed with 13 kills, and Alexis Engelbrot and Chelsea Thorpe have been anchors on the defensive end, totaling 18 and 15 blocks respectively. UNC opens the tournament up against Lipscomb tomorrow and wraps up against Kansas State on Sunday. Now let's dive into Pass with Pryor. Our volleyball analyst Bethany Pryor is here to tell us about the volleyball Heels and what they could do to beat Lipscomb tomorrow. Bethany?
Although losing in a 3-set sweep, Mabry Schaffmaster had a great match against the Gamecocks with 13 kills. Her swing is vital to Carolina's success. This is why. In this plays, the Heels are going to be set up in serve-receive with Mabry Schaffmaster pushed back on the right side. Now, she's able to read the serve before it crosses the plane of the net, allowing her time to move her feet forward and make this pass look easy. She passes the ball high, so it gives everyone time to transition and time for the setter to think. Now, the most important part about this play is our middle. Our middle is going to draw the block to her, so she's going to trick the middle blocker on South Carolina's side and leave a wide open hole in the middle of the block for Mabry Schaffmaster to get the kill. Now, opening a hole in the block with Mabry Schaffmaster on the other side of the net is dangerous. Mabry was able to put the ball down with ease. Let's watch. She finds the hole, puts the ball down right in the middle. It's an easy kill for Schaffmaster. Now, Schaffmaster's versatility is what makes her a great player, but the most important thing that Carolina can do in tight games is have a good block. Let's watch this next play. So Carolina's going to set up in the serve. They serve. South Carolina has a decent serve-receive pass, but the most important thing about this play is our South Carolina setter. Now, South Carolina setter is going to show her hands backwards, which shows the blockers where she's going to set the ball. So she's going to set the right side of slide, which is a certain type of right side attack, and our blockers are there. They read her hands, they closed the block, and that got a great point for the Tar Heels. If the Heels can find another attack, keep up their blocking game, and stop the ball from falling in the donut, the Heels should dominate Lipscomb.
So tell me, Bethany, who do you think can be the other go-to hitter for Carolina?
Well, Sophie Hampton has a ton of potential. As a young player, she had some great swings against South Carolina, but to be an outside and only have 6 kills isn't great. She has the vertical and the swing to be a force for the Heels. I think she just needs a little bit more confidence.
Well, regardless, fans hope Carolina volleyball can get a big win against Lipscomb tomorrow. Thanks, Bethany. The Carolina women's golf team opened its season this week at the Folds of Honor Collegiate at American Dunes Golf Club in Michigan. Megan Stryker made 6 birdies in her first 11 holes on Wednesday and finished with a 3-under par 69, her first best finish so far as a collegiate athlete. She tied for 3rd place with the world's #1 ranked amateur. The Heels ended the tournament in 8th place. The cross-country Tar Heels are starting the season strong, returning from the Charlotte Invitational with a first-place finish for both the men's and women's teams. The 2023 ACC champion men look for another successful season with the return of Parker Wolf for his senior season. Senior Fatima Alanis will lead the women after taking first place in Charlotte. The Heels travel to Charlottesville tomorrow for the Virginia Invitational.
Now, last Monday, we gave you guys 2 plays to vote on for Play of the Week, and this week's winner is Carolina football senior wide receiver Nate McCullum. This misdirection by quarterback Connor Harrell, he finds McCullum on an end around, and the rest is all McCullum. 1 missed tackle, a 2nd missed tackle, and a 3rd missed tackle into the end zone for the emphatic touchdown. Make sure you tune in on Monday for 2 new candidates from this week.
Students compete in club sports all the time here at Carolina, but reporter Nuvan Deal shows us how one student took his training to the next level.
Aiden Gunn is a sophomore here at UNC who has found the next step in his athletics journey.
Yeah, so I played hockey for 7 years, loved it, but I think by the time I got to college, I was definitely ready for a change. I think the culture here at Carolina Boxing was the main thing. I felt an instant connection to the club members, the team members, and I loved the sport.
Aiden joined Carolina Boxing last semester in the spring and has shown a lot of improvement. So much so, he decided to become a certified trainer to help others like him.
I knew that I wanted to take on a bigger role with the club. So I was able to talk to the president and our head coach here and discuss how to make that happen and how to become qualified.
Daily 5-mile runs, 5 a.m. workouts, and jogs to the Dean Dome quickly became a part of Aiden's morning routine. A routine shared among his teammates, creating memories they'll share for a long time.
I mean, it's kind of almost trauma bonding where we're all waking up at 5:30 a.m. Nobody wants to be awake at that time, and working out together, it creates that bond. It was such a cool experience to be able to do that.
Aiden looks to take advantage of his certification and continues to train, hoping to eventually compete against other colleges. But for now, he'll train the newcomers, ensuring the legacy of Carolina Boxing. I'm Nuvan Deal reporting.
Fingers crossed we'll get to see a Carolina boxer compete nationally one day. Tell you what, Hunter, besides those 5 a.m. workouts, club boxing doesn't seem half bad.
Yeah, Charlie, I'm actually thinking of getting into boxing myself. Here, come on, take a look at this. Ready?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, but I think you'd be better off sticking to featherweight.
Yeah, I think I agree. Well, that does it for this edition of Sports Extra.
We'll be back on Monday with all of the highlights from another exciting weekend of Carolina athletics. Have a great weekend, Tar Heels.